It's 2 a.m. You're lying in bed, almost asleep, when you hear it again. That sound. The soft, rhythmic clinking of tiny teeth against metal bars. At first, you smiled the first time you heard it. You thought it was cute. You thought your little hamster was just being playful, exploring, having fun in their own quiet world while you slept. But what if I told you that sound, the one you've been ignoring night after night, is actually your hamster screaming for help in the only way they know how? Most hamster owners have no idea what's really happening inside that cage when the lights go out. And by the time they figure it out, it's often too late. Tonight, I'm going to show you the 7 nighttime behaviors that mean something is seriously, dangerously wrong with your hamster, and the one behavior at number 1 that veterinarians say is the clearest sign your hamster is suffering in silence. Stay with me, because if your hamster is doing even one of these, you need to act tonight. Not tomorrow. Tonight. Let's start with the sound that haunts so many hamster owners without them even realizing it. Bar biting. You know the one. That constant, obsessive chewing on the metal bars of the cage, sometimes for hours. Pet store employees will tell you it's normal. Your friends will tell you it's just what hamsters do. They are wrong. Bar biting is not a habit. It's not a quirk. It's a stress response. In the wild, a hamster can travel up to 5 miles in a single night. 5 miles. Now imagine being trapped in a space the size of a showbox, with all that energy, all that instinct, and nowhere to go. That biting is your hamster trying to escape. It's the rodent equivalent of a prisoner banging on the walls of their cell. And over time, it doesn't just damage their teeth. It damages their mind. Which brings me to behavior number 6, and this one is even more disturbing because it looks peaceful. Monotonous wheel running. Now, a hamster running on their wheel is healthy. That's what they're built for. But there's a very specific pattern you need to watch for. If your hamster runs in the exact same way, at the exact same pace, for hours without stopping, sometimes even falling off and getting back on immediately, that is not exercise. That is a stereotypy. It's a repetitive behavior that develops in animals kept in environments that don't meet their needs. Zookeepers see it in big cats pacing back and forth in small enclosures. And you might be seeing it in your hamster right now without knowing what you're looking at. A happy hamster runs in bursts. They explore, they dig, they forage, they climb. A suffering hamster runs like a machine. If this sounds familiar, keep watching, because what comes next explains why. Behavior number 5 is something almost every owner has seen but completely misread. Climbing the bars and falling. You've probably laughed at it. You've probably even filmed it. Your hamster grips the top of the cage, hangs there, and then drops. Sometimes from the very top. People share these clips online thinking they're funny. They're not funny. They're heartbreaking. Hamsters do this for the same reason they bite the bars, because they are desperate to get out. And every fall, every single one, can cause internal injuries you will never see from the outside. Hamsters are masters at hiding pain. They have to be. In the wild, showing weakness means becoming dinner. So when your hamster falls and just walks away, you assume they're fine. But inside, the damage is adding up. And speaking of hidden pain, this is the perfect moment to mention something important. If you're learning things in this video that no one ever told you, things that are changing how you see your hamster, do me one small favor and hit the subscribe button right now. I make videos like this every week, decoding the behaviors your hamster can't explain to you, because there are millions of hamsters out there suffering in silence simply because their owners were never taught what to look for. Subscribing helps me reach more of those owners. And it helps you become the kind of owner your hamster deserves. Now let's keep going, because behavior number 4 is one most people have never even heard of. Freezing in place. You walk up to the cage at night, ready to say hello, and your hamster stops. Completely still. Not moving a whisker. You think they're listening to you. You think they're calm. They're not. They're terrified. This is called the freeze response, and it's one of the deepest survival instincts a prey animal has. When a hamster freezes, their tiny body is flooding with stress hormones, their heart is pounding, and they are bracing for what their brain believes might be the last moment of their life. If your hamster freezes when you approach, especially at night, it means they don't feel safe. Not in their cage. Not with you. And that trust, once broken, takes weeks of patient, gentle work to rebuild. Behavior number 3 is one I see all the time in messages from worried owners. Excessive grooming, to the point where bald patches appear. A clean hamster is a healthy hamster, sure. But when grooming turns into compulsive licking and scratching of the same spot, over and over, until the fur is gone and the skin is raw, that is not hygiene. That is anxiety. It's the hamster version of biting your nails until they bleed. The cause is almost always the same. An environment that's too small, too bright, too loud, or too stressful. And here's the part that breaks my heart. Most owners don't notice until the bald patch is the size of a coin. By then, the hamster has been suffering for weeks. Behavior number 2 will make you look at your hamster's cage in a completely different way. Sleeping in strange places. Hamsters are creatures of habit. They build a nest, and they sleep in that nest. Period. So if your hamster suddenly starts sleeping in their bathroom corner, on top of their wheel, pressed against the cold glass, or out in the open with no cover, something is very wrong. It could mean their nest is infested with mites. It could mean the temperature in the cage is dangerously off. It could mean they're sick and disoriented. Whatever the cause, a hamster sleeping in the wrong place is a hamster telling you their world has stopped feeling safe. Don't ignore it. Don't wait to see if it gets better on its own. It won't. And now, the number 1 behavior. The one that veterinarians say is the clearest, most urgent sign that your hamster is suffering. Wet tail combined with nighttime lethargy. If you go to check on your hamster at night, the time when they should be at their most active, and you find them hunched in a corner, eyes half closed, with a wet, dirty rear end, you are looking at a medical emergency. Wet tail is a bacterial infection that can kill a hamster in 24 to 48 hours. There is no waiting. There is no home remedy. There is only one option, and that is an exotic vet, tonight if possible. Owners who act fast can save their hamster. Owners who wait until morning, more often than not, wake up to a tragedy that could have been prevented. So tonight, before you go to sleep, walk over to that cage. Watch. Listen. Really look at the little life you've taken responsibility for. Because your hamster cannot call out to you. They cannot tell you what hurts. They can only show you, through these tiny, easy-to-miss signs. And now, you know how to see them.